who's on and how many people I've got watching. All right.
Evie's all heartbroken because he hasn't done this Prison of Elders yet.
He hadn't done it at all?
I don't understand. I've even done this one and I did nothing.
Well, I guess I'll start with intros. This is going to be a replacement of the mod blog that we try to do once a week from either Kithcore or myself. It looks like Kithcore's not going to be able to make it this week for whatever reason. Not a big deal. We will carry on as we tend to do. I am last member, founder, and moderator of Somewhat Above Average Gamers / gaming / whatever the G stands for. I don't know that we ever officially decided that. With us this week is one and only Twink. Twink, you can introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Twink5519. I am the nobody in SSAG. I am the proof that absolutely anybody entertained can be shown on
Prison
the
of
last
Elders welcomes you.
We're gonna
about all the important stuff you need to know about me.
We're gonna kind of mosey our way through a level 32 Prison of Elders while we talk and whatnot, just so y'all got something a little more to look at. I know that one thing that we kind of had when we did the mod cast is that we didn't have any moving content to watch while you were, or to even have as a distraction while you were trying to listen. So we're going to try something new and put on some moving things to see how that works for us.
So if nothing else, you can watch Twink die over and over and over again as you would listen to us talk.
You get to see a Prison of Elders, and if this is how they're going to keep the same run of the new PoE, then it's going to be, at least if you haven't ever done a Prison of Elders, you'll at least get something to gauge off of to see what it's going to be like. Although we are pretty much overpowered, so it's probably going to be off-tagging. A little bit.
Off-tagging?
That's awkward. I got caught in a slow bomb and then had some claw get at me. So it's a good start.
Yeah, solid start.
I feel like that's how the Bungie preview went. Didn't that happen real quick? They had 2 people die right off the bat, and it was like, man.
I think so.
I was like, woo, that's pretty rough, wasn't it? This week we're going to try and talk about the April update. Let's give our predictions on it, see how we talk about it, how we feel about it. We're going to mention some of the gear, ways to get gear. I know that's been a hot button issue, to say the least, over the past couple of days or week. I know that there's been some debate over whether it's pay to win now or whatnot. So we're gonna talk about that some, and we'll touch on a couple other things. But for now, I'm gonna kind of let conversation, not necessarily, we're not gonna talk about that. We're just gonna kind of hang out for a minute, because it has been a little while since I've done a mod blog, and it has been a little while since we've had a dialogue between the community and the moderating staff. So that's something that I'm not necessarily proud of, but I'm also very, very happy with the way that y'all as a community really handled that. Yeah, I can do that. Young, thank you for the heads up. I could go into the details about what all went down over Christmas break. I don't know that any of it would be helpful, because really what happened, and there's no sense in trying to deal with that. So, you know, other than saying things happened, people lost interest, and, you know, some things change and some things stay the same, we are where we are now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try and adjust some sound here. See if that, maybe a little bit, there we go. Let's try that. That's a little bit louder, I think. And maybe I'm a little bit better here. Jay Young was telling me that I was a little soft, so let's see if that works.
Shout out to Jay.
Yeah, Jay Young, thanks for tuning in. You giving me a heads up that my audio is crap. Over Christmas, we lost the majority of our mod team. I think I made a blog about it, or a post about it in the forum. I'd rather be up front than try to be kind of secretive about it. I mean, it happened. There's no sense in denying it. We lost the majority of our mod team for one reason or another. Still love those guys. Still enjoy hanging out with those guys when I can. But, you know, life happens and you realize you can't play as much or you've got other priorities. And we don't begrudge anybody for having to make some adjustments in their routine. So when that happened, it made it very difficult to be a moderator. And I don't know about Pithecor, I can only speak for myself, but it made it really difficult to try and get back into interacting and working with the community because it felt like everything we did was kind of received as if we were not doing enough, which at the time we felt like we were doing a lot. We had weekly updates and we had community focuses and we had content as much as we could generate, but it never felt like it was received really, really well for a number of reasons. And so we really got discouraged. Y'all as a community did a phenomenal job of keeping the mentality going, keeping the welcomeness going, and people like Evie and Twink and tons of others really stepped up and made a huge difference in why we are where we are now. So I really want to appreciate and thank y'all for what y'all have done. But
in the community, I can say that over Christmas, even though it went kind of radio silent for a while and a lot of people lost interest and crowds dipped, that's when a lot of, at least my closest friendships spawned. Even just in chat, that's where I met like KP and Fontman, who still a fan, don't play quite as often, but show up in my chat every so often.
Sure.
Evie and shoot, even Rami and like Zero. So
yeah,
we kept ourselves busy. We had fun.
And I appreciate that. And I don't know that anybody will ever understand how much that means to, at least to me, and I'm sure Kithcore feels the same way. When we took a break, it wasn't necessarily on purpose, and it wasn't necessarily meant to be as long as it was. But the fact that y'all kept the community going means that y'all are the community, and it's not up to us to keep the content coming, because one, we can't. That's not something that we are able to do, because as we discussed in one of the posts that we had, or that I had somewhere online, it was we just can't make content. There's no way to generate it in a way that's effective and fun and useful and exciting. And so the fact that y'all are able to become the community and be the thing that's drawing people in, that makes the community better than if it was focused around something the mods were doing or something that some event that was coming up. So that's incredible to be able to witness, to see the community that y'all have made out of SAG, and it's been a huge humbling experience to see that happen. However, we touched on content and community events, so I reckon we'll need to mention the winners of the retro. I'm in a slow level and I'm invisible. Of the retro race time trial. You went through.
Stuck in the same bubble.
I saw that. The winners of the race, although not very many people put forth a good time. Evie's squad. Y'all know who you are. Y'all had a time of 40 minutes. That was it. Money Squad, who was the second best, had a time of 1 hour and 20 seconds. Or 1 hour and 20 minutes. And so Oh, we died because I was not even paying attention to the bomb. That's awkward. I was just thinking, what is that chirping noise, and why is it annoying? So there's that.
You're mourning over my death, so
I was really upset. So
that's okay. I know the fire team that won because I was on it. It's Trip, Mr. D Laser, shout out to Dick, our very own Jay Young, Burke, and me and Evie. So,
nice.
Let's face it, there was no ever really a contest. We knew what Evie is attack team, has the entire raid memorized and worn out. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the team that won. Y'all did a phenomenal job. 40, I think when y'all told me that time, I shared that was approaching my best time. I will share my best time now. Fastest I've ever been through that raid. We beat it in 30 minutes flat. That's all the way through, in and out. Start of the raid to the end to that last drop. Atheon goes down. 30 minutes. And the people that I ran it with, I asked them what our time was, and they gave me that, and they said, and we don't know what happened. We just kind of decided we were going through it, and we went through it, and we were done, and it was like, okay, now what? So
well,
that was a good time.
We're not going to 10 out of 40. We're going to take down your 30.
I look forward to seeing that.
Tricks up our sleeves still.
I look forward to it. That time is not meant to stand. I expect it to drop very quickly. Thanks for the heads up, Young, about the audio. Sometimes I don't know what I sound like, so often I don't know what I sound like. That's why I keep talking, I guess. You got that one? So in case you've never done a Prison of Elders, you see these mines that popping up. If you don't defuse them like we did in the last round, some idiot, then you die. The way you defuse them is you got to stand in their circle, kind of like you're capturing a zone in control, but you have to stand in here while it's defusing, and the more people you have in the bubble, the better. If you're alone, it takes 10 seconds. The more people that are in there, the less time it takes. So it always helps to have a hunter, which is why hunters are the best class. No doubt about that. So
I will absolutely no way, shape, or form dispute that with you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that we can see eye to eye about some things.
Absolutely.
But that is what it is. So congratulations to Evie and Twink and the rest of you who are on that squad. Y'all did a great job. Really glad to see that the community wanted to do a competition like that, and we're going to try and do some more of those things on occasion. But again, the only reward that I can give you is a wave, is a thumbs up, I guess, if I had a thumbs up, because I can't give you all $10 PlayStation stuff, and I can't give anybody really anything other than a shout out, because you're a big nasty. Oh man,
Is there a big man shooting at you?
there was, and he was yellow and he had a shield, and I was not a fan of that.
Why I don't want a ball raid, despite popular opinion.
See,
I'm not prepared for a bunch of metal shields.
I think it would be interesting. I think it could be fun if it was done well. Now, if you had to go up against the whole wall of phalanxes, then probably not. But that's okay. Oh well.
But back to the raid and the bragging rights. Thankfully for you, I very much enjoy bragging rights. So that's enough to carry on to get me running off every time.
Well, that's good to know. So we're going to try to do something different. We may do an additional time trial run, except with Crota. Now, I will say my time with Crota is much better than my Vaulted last time.
Victory.
I think we burned through that in 15 or 20 minutes once. Mainly because once the level cap changed, it became a big joke. And back when we had
Retreat.
when I played
to
regularly and
area.
had